Hi, my name is Nicholas, and today I'll be talking about government in Africa. But more specifically, democratic government in Africa. Who doesn't like democracy? So going back any time before the 1990s, democratic government was very rare to find in a lot of parts of Africa. They were ruled by these Victorian monarchs who were supposedly cleansing the lands of these savages that inhabited them. A lot of Africa had this form of government called an autocratic government that boomed during the World Wars, where a lot of other countries ruled parts of Africa, including the Soviet Union, which is a communist-based government, and an autocratic government is just a fancier way of saying communism. So they are very influenced by these countries, and when democracy returned to Greece, Portugal, and Spain in the 1970s, and the fall of the Soviets and their communism in the 1990s, many of these places in Africa declared to be independent. Democracy was big for Africa, and when I say big, I mean huge. It gave all these people a way to speak to their government directly and be heard. Well, for the most part. Some places like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, you would think have a good form of democratic government given their name has democratic in it. But actually, some of these places call themselves a democracy when actually there really isn't much of a vote. They have one party with maybe one candidate in it, and you don't really get to vote on a president. You just have one choice. So I don't know how you can call that a democracy. But there are places like South Africa who actually have many people running for president. For this example, Nelson Mandela was able to get voted into office, and he is a very important man to racial independence in Africa. He's like, for say, the Gandhi of Africa. And to keep going on the positives, a large issue that is being resolved by this democratic government is that much more of Africa is able to get clean water, about 2 times more than before. Also, with democracy, many places in Africa are able to make schools for the children so they can get a better education. With this education, the sub-Saharan regions have been one of the world's most rapidly growing economic regions. With this growth, the lifespan of a sub-Saharan African has increased by 16 years, from 40 years to 56 years. This cycle of democracy gives education, which gives growth for the economy. Pretty much all this is just a cause and effect just for the better for Africa, so democracy is just great, like I stated before.